Forget the old fairy tales of gold and diamonds. The Amazon's greatest mystery isn't treasure, it's a civilization that vanished. For 4 centuries, the name El Dorado haunted explorers. They sought a city of gold, a baseless legend. Or was it? Hundreds died. The jungle swallowed all evidence, turning every quest into a bloody failure. Science has always dismissed it as delusion. But the native people held a vow. Beneath this canopy, a different world once existed. A world of roads, great structures, and resilient fortifications. For years, the only proof was the geoglyphs, enormous ground etchings. They were too few to prove an empire. We're talking about a civilization that flourished from 500 to 1400 AD. A population scale that theoretically could not be sustained by this harsh, tropical rainforest environment. Academia called this the Amazonian knowledge gap. The jungle, by theory, could only support mobile tribes, not cities. But what if the forest wasn't hiding them, but protecting them? And if we now have the tool to pierce that shield? Science has changed. We no longer need to cut the forest down. We map it from above. A technology called LiDAR arrived to solve a century-old knowledge gap. LiDAR, light detection and ranging, fires billions of laser pulses toward the ground. Every pulse hitting a leaf is filtered out, leaving only the data points that touch the actual Earth. From that, we can reconstruct the exact shape of the terrain hidden beneath.
Finding a civilization based only on rugged pixel data is impossible. We needed a model of absolute precision. The challenge isn't just data collection, it's interpretation. This is where data science kicks in. We use AI to find non-natural artificial patterns, geometric anomalies that shouldn't exist in a rainforest.
Repeated failures. The dense jungle creates false signals.
But after meticulous noise filtering and modeling, something began to emerge.
The digital map had been lying for centuries. And here is the truth. Not a single city, but an interconnected urban network. In the Llanos de Moxos region of Bolivia, LiDAR revealed the Casarabe civilization. A civilization with massive urban centers, connected by colossal earthen causeways and intricate canal systems. The scale is unprecedented. These cities housed tens of thousands of people. They mastered water and the harsh terrain. We found conical mounds rising up to 22 meters, used for ceremonies and observatories. Fortified ramparts encircled the central areas. The most crucial evidence is the transport network. Hundreds of miles of straight elevated causeways built to traverse seasonal floodplains. This architecture required centralized labor coordination and engineering, unlike anything previously conceived.
LiDAR didn't just find a city, it found history. It found human resilience.
So what happened to this real El Dorado? Evidence points to a collapse around 1400, perhaps climate change or the diseases brought by early European arrival. No gold was needed. Their true wealth lay in knowledge. Knowledge of how to farm the mud, how to regulate water, and how to live with the forest. This discovery doesn't just rewrite Amazonian history, but human history. It proves the forests we thought were pristine wilderness were managed garden paradises run by ancient engineers. Every pixel from LiDAR is a story, and this is only the beginning. The Amazon holds thousands more El Dorados waiting for technology to decode. The legend is real. El Dorado wasn't a city of gold, it was an empire of intellect. And science, finally, has given that legacy back to humanity.
algorithm has isolated the anomaly, zooming in on the topographic map. We see the energy signature originating precisely here. The earthworks here are a remarkable display of ancient engineering. See how the elevation changes right here? That's not natural erosion, that's a man-made terrace feature.
The forest floor conceals more than just dirt. It hides centuries of history. Traditional archaeology was a slow, losing battle against the scale and density of the Amazon.
We needed a revolutionary shift, moving from shovel and brush to satellite and server.
The mission was to map an area the size of a small country, one laser pulse at a time. And when the data returned, the anomalies were undeniable.
The pattern spoke of planned settlements, not accidental encampments.
Every explorer's failure was simply a function of poor visibility. The modern search for El Dorado isn't conducted with machetes, but with terabytes of data and computational power.
Our algorithm needed to be perfect to distinguish nature's randomness from human intent.
And the first complete structure, a ceremonial road, provided the final proof we needed. The sheer scale demanded a complete re-evaluation of Amazonian prehistory.
For decades, we underestimated the sophistication of these people.
They were master hydrologists, managing seasonal flooding through an ingenious system of reservoirs and channels. This was a thriving, organized society capable of large-scale public works that defined their territory.
We now have hard data to challenge the primitive narrative.
The creation of Terra Preta, their unique, fertile black earth, was a slow, intentional act of environmental engineering. It allowed them to feed thousands where conventional farming failed. The ceremonial mounds were the heart of these centers, visible statements of political and religious power.
We had to meticulously rule out every natural explanation for these formations.
The connections between these centers reveal a hierarchical society coordinated across vast distances. This is not a settlement, it is an integrated civilization.
The defense structures clearly indicate resource control and a need for protection.
Our AI models worked for weeks, cleaning up the noise that misled human explorers for centuries. With the map in hand, ground teams confirmed the structures with pinpoint accuracy. The jungle's constant humidity had preserved some organic materials, allowing for accurate dating.
The carbon dating results confirmed the LiDAR model, structures built and maintained for nearly 1,000 years.
The city centers were designed with clear, open public spaces, a sign of complex social life. These places were centers of pilgrimage and astronomical observation.
We are looking at the lost architecture of ancient spirituality.
The roads weren't just for walking, they were arteries for trade, communication, and political control. Every artifact now has a precise context. It's no longer a random find, but a piece of a defined urban map.
The new data allows us to understand their diet, their tools, and their daily lives with incredible detail.
Their resource management included sophisticated aquaculture, ensuring protein stability in a tough climate. Population estimates were revised from a few hundred to potentially over 100,000 people across the entire network.
This is the definitive proof that large, complex societies thrived in the Amazon long before European contact.
The vast majority of the Amazon's secrets remain hidden in the green. But the LiDAR revolution is systematically peeling back the veil of the jungle.
Our work is not just about discovery, it's about correcting a historical injustice against these cultures.
The only thing more impressive than their creation was the speed and silence of their demise. Until now, the forest had the final word, but the data has spoken. The engineering genius of these roads is clear. They were built for purpose, not chance.
The junctions suggest control points, perhaps for taxing trade or defending key resources.
The economy was vast, connecting distant communities and distributing essential resources. Their tools and techniques were perfectly adapted for their environment, making the most of limited materials. Water management wasn't an option. It was the foundation of their ability to sustain a large population.
They tracked subtle environmental shifts, allowing them to predict and adapt to long-term climate cycles.
The city planning was geometric and systematic, a clear expression of a centralized government. Their art reflects a deep spiritual connection to the jungle, which they sought to organize, not destroy.
What we found on the ground perfectly validated the LiDAR data. The lost cities are real.
These are monumental earthworks that rival the scale of ancient European structures.
The truth is more compelling than the myth of gold.
This discovery forces us to redefine the concept of a civilization in a tropical environment. We are piecing together their entire logistical system, from food production to spiritual centers.
The great mystery remains. How could such an advanced network vanish so completely?
The evidence points to compounding factors, prolonged droughts, and the inevitable spread of European diseases. This is not the end of the search. The data suggests that for every known site, there are 10 more waiting.
We have secured the legacy of a forgotten empire for future generations of historians.
They were the engineers of the Amazon, masters of their environment, not victims of it. Their real treasure was their intellectual capital and their deep understanding of the ecosystem. The data has corrected the myth. The Amazon's lost world was built on brilliance, not gold. The canals still hold water today, a testament to the quality of the ancient engineering.
Walking the lines of the LiDAR map is like walking through a ghost city, guided by light.
The physical excavation confirms the digital map, one layer of history at a time. The jungle, once the obstacle, is now the ultimate archive, preserving these structures for centuries.
Our next phase uses AI to predict where the next lost cities will be, based on water flow and terrain analysis.
The true scale of pre-Columbian civilization in the Amazon may dwarf that of the Maya or Inca. The forest has kept a secret, a world beneath the world, and now we can see it.
We are not just archaeologists, we are cartographers of the past, mapping a future based on ancient knowledge.
The history of humanity is constantly being rewritten by technology. This is the lasting legacy of the true El Dorado. a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. The light has finally found the lost world.
The scientific community has embraced this revolution. The next frontier is no longer space, but the ground beneath our feet.
The flight is over, but the data processing continues. We honor their memory by ensuring their story is told accurately, free from the myth of simple savages. The El Dorado myth is finished. The Casarabe truth has just begun.
The LiDAR data confirms our hypothesis. The structure is nearly intact.